That was me giving myself an introduction. I've always felt we needed a big, brash opening number with bells and whistles and horns and all the orchestras. So if somebody could make me an introduction, I will give you a million Campoye hot points. Just saying you had it here first. That is not an official challenge, but I'm going to make it anyway. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is the ultimate Camp YA quiz. Oh, you can tell I'm excited. We are on the eve of Camp YA. In fact, this is it. You are all joining us here at the start of what is going to be a very, very exciting festival. We've got panels, we've got workshops, we've got fireside reads, giveaways, challenges. You all want to win that Camp YA Cup. You all get points for just by being here. So remember, do join us tomorrow for the actual festival. Tickets are free, so buy one for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your group chats, your team chats, your work chats. Every WhatsApp chat you're in, let them know that Camp YA is happening tomorrow. Tickets are free. Grab one and you can join us all day. It's going to be a very, very exciting day. If you see someone at Tesco, let them know. Get them a ticket too. Everyone needs to come along. We have a very amazing, exciting lineup. Like, it is truly an amazing festival. And we're starting it right now, right here with all of you. I know all of you heard the word prizes. Yes, there are so many prizes throughout the weekend. Oh, first and foremost, make sure that you have found out what team you're on for our Camp YA Cup. Hashtag Team Beaver. We can win again. I believe in you guys. Currently, we're not in the lead, but we can come back and we can claim victory. I'm very excited for that. So go to the website, make sure you do the quiz and find out your Camp YA Cup team. Show your team pride. There are also so many challenges that you can earn points for. There are small challenges, there are big challenges, there are challenges for picking your team. You can make sure that you're racking up points. Join the Discord servers to collect your points. Make sure you're getting involved. And there are so many different ways you can do that. It's very exciting. We have seen over the years some amazing and some creative input and oh, I can't even speak. I'm too excited. We have seen some really amazing creativity over the years. It has been so beautiful, and this year has been no different already. Like, we are so excited by what you guys can come up with that we want to see everything. So go to the website, go to the Instagrams, make sure you're looking at the challenges, getting involved, taking part, because you want to win that Camp YA Cup. You want to have ultimate bragging rights, moral victory, that Team Beaver is the best. Like, we all want this. We know it. We also have a bunch of individual prizes you guys can win. There's most creative, there's best team spirit, there's a prize for the most challenges completed. There are prizes coming out of every bookshelf I've got. So make sure you're logging on, collecting your points, logging your points, and showing your team spirit. Now, before we begin properly, I just want to give some shout outs to some people. First and foremost, to Pickle Pepper Books, our amazing book host for this festival. They're a great indie children's bookshop, and they have a collection of all of our amazing authors available for you to go and purchase their books, because it's a book festival and we want to share the love of reading. So do make sure, if you find a new author that you love, go and buy their books, go and read about them, go and follow them on social media, show the love, share the love, and let's just get reading some amazing books. We also, and this is very, very exciting, have a very lovely, amazing virtual marketplace of bookish inspired shops. The campers this weekend throughout the festival. So make sure you go to our website, you find our market square, and you look at all the amazing shops that are getting involved as well. This isn't just a standard festival. This is like the best, most immersive, adventurous festival ever. We're bringing you books, we're bringing you authors, we're bringing you shops, challenges, we're bringing you a quiz. What aren't we bringing you is the question. Now, we are here to do a quiz. I'm excited to be back hosting. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? As we can already see, my excitement is up here. I hope yours is. I can't even get my words out half the time. So who knows what will happen tonight? Over the course of 3 rounds, I'm going to be joined by some amazing authors. We've got Courtney Milcom, we've got Rectok Ross, we've got Denise Brown, and they're all going to be joining me for each of their themed rounds. We're going to have a little chat, we're going to get into the quiz, we're going to find out what Camp YA Cup team they're on, and they can show their team pride. And all you need to do to take part is very simple. There is a Google form that is available. You've all been emailed. It's on our website. It's on our social medias. It'll be on the screen as well. Make sure you go to that Google form, grab the Google form. That's where you're going to list all of your answers. That's how we track and be able to mark all your answers as we go through all of the questions. Most questions are worth 1 point. Some questions are worth more, just because, you know, I like to give a little bonus point for all those of you out there who know the stuff that they know. That made no sense as a sentence. We can see how this is already going. Most important thing for this quiz, really, is to have fun. We want you guys to have the best time. And if you are, make sure you are tagging us all on social media. We are Camp YA Fest across all platforms, even the ones that haven't been invented yet. Tonight we might make a new one. Who's going to know? Who's going to find out? We are. So make sure you're tagging us as you quiz along. What we're going to do is do each round with an author, have a little break, have a little fireside read so you can get a really good feel for who's coming along. You can get a little taste of the sort of festival we're going to put on this weekend. We're going to go to the second round, same thing. Third round, we're going to have a little break, and we're going to mark it, and then we will crown a winner and a team victory. So, team that comes in third place gets 10 points. Great, I hear you. It's fine. 10 points is okay. That's okay. Team that comes in second gets 15 points. Slightly better, I know. We're getting there. First team gets 20 points. Game changer from the offset. But every member of every team, just by being here, just by taking part, you also get points. We're giving out points. We're like the generation game. That probably applies to like 5 of us who know what I'm talking about. So we are giving points out everywhere, but you want to win because you just want to say you won the quiz, right? Yeah. First and foremost, you want to start that festival being like, Team Beaver won the quiz. Not biased, even though I wrote it. No one can say anything. So, are you all ready? I am ready. I hope you're all ready too. Let's get in to round 1. And I'm going to teleport myself into round 1 and think about it a little bit different. See you very shortly.
Okay, everyone, we're going to move over from this magical place that is Stephen's face over to another version of Stephen's face.
Welcome to round 1, which is called Fairy Tale and Folklore. Yes, I am different. That's not the point. That's the magic of technology. And I am very, very excited to be joined in round 1 by the queen of twisting fairy tales, Courtney Milcom. Welcome. Hi. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Amazing. I am so glad you're here with me for round 1 because this is going to be a great round to kick things off. As we are doing a quiz, how are you with quizzes? Do you love a quiz? Do you fear a quiz?
Oh, well, I think I'm good at like the online ones, right? Like where you take a quiz to
Like a
see like
BuzzFeed
which,
quiz.
yeah, like a fun themed quiz, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good at those. Not so good at the pop quizzes.
If you were to do a popular like pub quiz now, what would your speciality like subject be?
Definitely. I feel like I am pretty strong in fairy tales. I'll say that, and then I'll be totally humiliated here in a minute. But I do
Same.
feel like that could be a strong suit of mine.
My family at Christmas are always like, you know books. Here's a book question. And I'm like, I don't know that much. Is I love that.
Right, like
You have
like
written.
niche. No,
Yeah, like people they throw up this like odd question, and you're like, I do know that. Yes, let me go to the toilet and review that question. Google it. You have written a very strong series of books where you take a lovely fantasy or very twist it really beautifully. What for you makes a really good fairy tale?
So I love my fairy tales equally kind of dark, whimsy, and
Yeah,
like the
the
magic.
darker the
Like,
better.
yes, for
Yeah,
me. So I feel like that makes a good fairy tale, and that makes it even more fun to twist because there's so many different things that you can do.
sure. Did you ever watch Once Upon a Time? As a
Yes.
complete
Yeah.
tangent.
Yeah.
I love that show. It's like a guilty pleasure that I keep going back to. 'Cause I'm like, you know what? It was bad, but it was so good.
It's timeless. I mean, how can you not love all of the fun, quirky things they did there?
They just they took it and they elaborated it in so many ways, and you're like, this is what fantasy could be, and I love it.
Yes. I feel like it
Do
was
you
really
have
ahead
a
of its time.
favorite? Oh, 100%. Like I remember I watched the first episode once and went, not for me. Then went back to it and went, this is the best show ever. Like
Right.
this is great.
Uh-huh.
Did you have a favorite like fantasy folktale growing up?
I always have been gravitated towards Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz. I think because when
Mhm.
I was a kid, I would watch those shows and honestly, like they would give me nightmares. You know, you just knew there was like a darker undercurrent to them. And so I think I just have always been like fascinated with those stories.
Is there a fairy tale or a fantasy folklore story that you are yet to like? You're like, this is the one I want to play with. I just want to figure out some more. Have you like? Do you have like a list that you're like going to go through?
I do. I always been a huge fan of Beauty and the Beast. I would love to redo that one.
Right.
I think because I
Yeah.
love it so much, I'm nervous. So it's not quite the right time yet,
Yep.
but eventually I'll get there.
It was my favorite film growing up, and I like the film
Mhm.
is so intrinsic that I remember every specific element. When I see it, like I saw a stage production once and was like, I don't like it. It's not for me because I'm so in like so that film is so like. And me and my best friend watch the Christmas film every
Mhm.
year. Like I've seen it probably 50 times now. And it's like it doesn't get better, it doesn't get worse, but it's the same film. And we find a character every year. We like, what is their backstory? And we just sit there
Mhm.
and postulate, and you figure it out. And I think that's the beauty about fairy tales that we can pick what we want
Yes,
and we can figure it out. Like I would read that.
absolutely.
You should do
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. I
Put it on
love
the
it.
wall. Cool. Well, let's dive into our actual section round one first. I will go through the first question, which I'm going
Okay.
to hope, in theory, you should know because it's about you.
Oh,
So,
okay.
question one is in Courtney's of theory book, The Never Heir retells which fairy tale? In
It,
Courtney's Otherworld series, don't give it away because
oh.
people will know. You're like, yep, this is it. That'll be a free point for everyone. So in Courtney's Otherworld series, the first book in the series, The Never Heir, gives away retells which fairy tale. Now we can talk about this vaguely. Why did you choose without spoilers that fairy tale as the first one?
Okay. I will do this without spoilers because the inspiration is a huge spoiler. So I'll do it like in a roundabout way. So during the time that I was working on this project, or wanting to start, I guess I should say this project, there was a very popular song on the radio about this topic. And I heard it at the gym. I was running on the treadmill actually, and I didn't have my headphones. So I was like listening to whatever was on the sound system. And that song came on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is what I'm doing.
Who is it by?
Ruth B.
Oh, okay, we're thinking about different songs. Okay. Because there's a song that I was thinking about that had the exact fairy tale in the title and goes, I guess Bleep was right. And I was like,
Oh,
same song, but different song. Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Ooh, love.
Yeah.
Okay. Question one for everyone was in Courtney's Otherworld series, the first book, The Never Heir, retells which fairy tale? Question two. Which beloved series featuring Blue Sergeant was turned into a graphic this year? So, which beloved series featuring Blue Sergeant was turned into a graphic novel this year? And it's a
Okay.
very popular series.
I know, and I know that name. This is why I'm so bad at quizzes because now I'm going to be like, Okay, I know Blue Sergeant. Oh,
I met this author many, many, many years
okay.
ago, and she came to do a book signing in my shop that I worked in Waterstones that I worked at, and I correctly said that she would be singing, and she was like, "You know what? That's fine. We'll do it. We'll sing," and we sang, and it was beautiful.
Okay, I do know it now because this is actually I'm gonna be
Good.
embarrassed to even say this was one of my all-time favorite set of books. So
It's a classic. Yeah.
yes,
Oh, we should probably clarify which team are you on for Camp YA? Are you a beaver, a trout, or a wren?
I'm a beaver.
Did you do the quiz?
I did.
Yes. Okay. We know. See, it's something else. Team Beaver for the win. Okay, this is good. We're gonna do this together. Team Beaver for the win. I appreciate this. Cool. Question 3. You have to bear with me with this question. So, to Amazon, where I got my facts from, don't judge me. According to Amazon, to the nearest 1,000, how many pages do the current 5 books of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series have? So, I know you all love this. You're all running to yourselves, hopefully now, flicking through the pages, looking at these books. So, according to Amazon, or your bookshelves, whichever is best, run. To the nearest 1,000, how many pages does the A Court of Thorns and Roses series have? I know you're all going to be fighting over this question because it's an intense question. And if anyone gets it exactly right, you can have a bonus point because I'm just that kind of quiz person. I think we're here for bonus points.
Hopefully
It's
you're
the
not like
beloved
me
series.
and only like listen to the audiobooks because that would be hard to figure out.
Hey, oh, how many hours has Courtney listened to an audiobook? We could do that. You've heard audiobooks.
Do I have audiobooks?
Like, do you prefer them? Like as a genre to
now,
listen to?
in this stage of life, yes, I do. Because I can listen to them while I'm doing the dishes. I can listen to them on my drive to and from work. I mean, it just makes every boring, mundane task so much more enjoyable.
I kind of struggle with this. I read faster than I listen, so I have to turn the space up, and then the space is a bit fast, and I'm like, it's a lot going on for me, guys. Like, I'm trying, but like, I've heard they're a really good medium. I'm like, I need to find my time, enjoy the medium.
Yeah.
I've been buying a lot of vinyls recently. I'm like, if there was an audiobook on vinyl, I could just sit at home and like just put it on and be that person. That would be great. It's not there yet, but we're getting it. Yeah. Cool. Question 4. Which book set in the 1920s is Bletchley Park? Oh, that's really good to say it. Bletchley Park with dragons. So which book? It's a YA fantasy historical novel which is set in the 1920s in Bletchley Park with dragons. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for ages. I keep seeing it everywhere. I'm like, I have to look at it. I have to read it because there's like Bletchley Park, history, great. Dragons,
yes,
great. With dragons, yes. Like, are you a fan of dragons?
I am a fan of dragons. I think I know what you're talking. Does it have a really pretty cover?
It's a beautiful cover.
Yeah.
It could have changed between the US and the UK, but the UK cover for sure is beautiful. I remember seeing it and going, "What is that? I want to read it." Just as a physical response. So I'm like, I love historical fiction. One of the first adult books that I remember reading was historical fiction. So I'm like, I have to just combine both my passions together.
Right? Yeah, historical fantasy is the best because it does combine those two genres.
It can do so many things, and it can take so many liberties. I'm like, let's go, let's do it. Mm-hmm. I was joking with the girls when we were planning like a lot of our sessions. We were talking about what does history actually mean. I was like, we're making history now. We're living history. So like technically, it's all history really. We're all historical fictions.
That's true.
Don't believe me, but it's true. Cool. Question number 5. Pixie Hollow is a location in which Alison Saft novel, which was published in February of this year. So Pixie Hollow is a location in which Alison Saft novel that was published in February this year. Alison Sackham really popped up this year, especially in the UK with I can't even remember the book now. I'm a terrible person. Oh, what was that really good? I don't know. That's terrible. You need to cut this out, Danny. We won't cut it, but it's fine. My memory is terrible. I see things like really visually, and I can see the cover and I can see everything, but I never remember titles. I'm really bad with the names. It's like I could be reading a book and be like, "This sounds really familiar," and I'm like, "Oh, I've read it."
Yeah.
Nothing gets cut. Does which Pixie Hollow is a location in which Alison's novel? Oh, question number 6. Which 4 books make up the Aladdin Grace Belladonna series? This is a 4-point question, and for the whole point, how like severe can we be? I think for that whole point, you need all 4 books. If you get 2 books, we'll give you half a point. We're going to be very like cutthroat here. This is where it gets like to the nitty gritty. So, which 4 books make up the Aladdin Grace Belladonna series?
So good. Such a good series.
Visual. The covers are just so beautiful that they stand out. I can see them so visually in my head. Like, they were so popular. People love these books for the good reasons.
Yes, they're amazing.
How do you feel about like series? Do you have to wait for the whole series to come out? Or do you get stuck in from the beginning?
No. I am too impatient to wait for a whole series to come out. I have to devour a book like as soon as it's ready. And then I have to agonize because the next book isn't out. Completely forget everything that I even read. Have to reread it before the new book. So yeah, I just do this to myself.
Well, you're a big rereader, like before the book. You're going to commit and you're going to like prepare.
I have to because man, I forget, man. If you ask me what a book is about, I can tell you the vibes. I can tell you I loved it. I cried. Ask me one character's name. I don't even know. Don't even ask me questions like that.
I love that so much. I remember I think not to age any of us, but I think we grew up in that time where you have to wait. It's not a year, not more for books to come out. So we would be like, all I have is these 4 books. I know there's 12 coming. Like, how do I process to the next one? So you just had to you build that so we're like, I respect that. So same. To read books I would, but I just don't have time in the day. Right. Let's move on to question 7. So which beverage is at the center of the Rebecca Thorne or Torn? I can't. My pronunciation is going to get terribly worse throughout this bit. So all of you bear with me, please. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. So which beverage is at the center of the Rebecca Thorne Cozy Fantasy series? Now, Cozy Fantasy has obviously popped up around the block in the last couple of years. Are you a good Cozy Fantasy reader? Do you love a good Cozy Fantasy?
I have read a few Cozy Fantasies. Yeah, I've liked them. I haven't read a ton, but I've read a few.
There's definitely a time and a place for one just to curl up with a hot chocolate, and then but it's not like my thing with fantasy can be really intense. You're so involved, or you want just a little bit of separation. Sometimes just a nice little that was fun, that was cute. I love that.
Yeah, I want to go have tea with a witch in a tree somewhere. I'm down for that.
Yeah. One of my favorite things was the Travis Baldree books, and they opened a coffee shop, they opened a bookshop. I was like, this is just what I want from life.
Right?
Can we do this? Where can we do this, please? Question 7 was, which beverage is at the center of the Rebecca Thorne Cozy Fantasy series? Question number 8. The Floating World by Axio takes inspiration from which branch of mythology? So The Floating World by Axio, that's probably a terrible name, I apologize, takes inspiration from which branch of mythology? And as a separate bonus point, which legend specifically does it reimagine? So The Floating World takes inspiration from which branch of mythology? And for a bonus point, I love bonus points, which legend does it reimagine? Are you a big mythological fan? Do you dip in? Do you dive in?
I have again a little bit. I enjoy mythology a lot, actually, and I love the different takes that especially the different cultures have. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to read more though. I haven't read one in a minute.
Same. Like, I think there's so much a rich history and like diversity in what different cultures can bring to their mythologies that is so fascinating to explore, and we don't
Yes.
explore it, or we don't see it enough. And I would love to see
Right.
more of it. Like, we're obviously so ingrained in like popular mythology, like Greek mythology, and like this was my favorite film, like growing up. I say growing up, it still is to this point. That's not lie to anyone. Like, Hercules is my favorite film. I think it's my top 5 films ever, probably.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's so great to see other cultures and other like mythologies really like branched out, because you explore mythology in such a different way, and it's such a powerful, like, I think, fiction tool as well to be able to tell stories. Like, oh,
Yes.
so I think that's a really good question for everyone who knows what's going on. Question number 9. We're getting very close to the end here now. So, the Disseal is a series of magical trials in which novel? If any of you have been paying attention to our Camp YA lineup, you should know what this is. So, question number 9 is the Decennial is a series of magical trials in which novel? The idea of magical trials always fascinated me, because my illusion is that I'd be fine. I believe that I'm the main character, that I'm like, I would be okay, but I'm like, would I be okay? How do you think you would fare in a magical trial series?
I'd be dead. Page one, I get dropped in a magical trial. I would be cowering in a corner somewhere. Yeah, like Courtney's gone. What happened to her?
You're running across the bullet and you just fall off. You're like, well,
Yes.
never mind.
Yep. That is why I write the stories, like, because I'm totally projecting. This is not me. I am not athletic. I am not brave. Like, I would just be like, just take me now. I don't even want to live through this.
Yeah, I'm all of those things, but I believe that I'd be fine. I have this weird delusion. I'm like, I'd be fine. It's okay.
Good for you. Good for you. That's the energy you need to get through life. You know, you just believe, and
it gets you so far, right?
Yeah.
So I know you're a teacher and you teach a lot of reading. Is there a book that you think everybody should read?
Oh man, that's hard for me because well,
that's why I
there's so many. Yeah, there's so many good books, and I feel like, it's hard to pick just one. Every book, you know, I get my reading list for the year, and sometimes I get to pick the books, but sometimes I don't. They're given to me. So I've had the opportunity to read, honestly, some amazing books I never would have picked for me or my students to read. So yeah, I can't say if there's a book that everybody needs to read, but I do think everybody should be open-minded with what they read. Yeah. Because you never know. You never know what's going to speak to you.
Oh, for sure. Like, I go to a book club, and purely because there are so many books that I would never have chosen, and we're like we're asked to read them. So I'm like, we good. And I will read some of the pages sometimes. But I love hearing anyone else's opinion of what the book. I think having a book that you're not sure on gives a really broad range of opinions. Like, and like, I'm sure your students just pack up and they have all these like fascinating opinions on this book, and you're like, would never have thought of that.
Right.
Like, that's the beauty for me. Yeah. I love it. So question 10 to round off our first round is a picture question. So we're going to show you a picture of a book. We would like you to tell us what book this is. It's a very clipped picture of the book, obviously, because the title is very prominent in this cover. But have a look at this cover and tell me what book this is. It is a popular book that came out this year. It has been many years in the making. It's a book. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a clue. But have a look at this cover and tell us what book this is. How are you on book covers? Do you like recognize book covers when you see them? Do you have to like think about them?
I can usually, I feel like because you see so many books like on, Instagram or TikTok or something, they always have the covers. So I feel like, oh, I've seen that before. I am usually pretty good. Yeah.
You have very like distinct covers. How involved are you in the process of like creating your covers? How did you like tell people what you wanted to see?
So I, when I was working with my designer to do the book covers for my trilogy, we kind of knew they needed to be, have like a common theme. They're not obviously the same colors, but the colors for each book needed to be complementary, to each other.
Right.
I definitely wanted it to have the 1920s vibe, but also have something very distinct. So readers would know that it was also fantasy. So that was kind of what trying to mesh those two things.
Oh, they're great. I loved them. They're really beautiful.
Oh,
If you
thank
haven't
you.
picked up Courtney's books, I pick up Courtney's books because at the end of round one, so everyone give a big virtual round of applause to Courtney. Thank you so much for joining us for round one.
Yeah.
We're about to
Thank you
jump
for having
into
me.
a very different space for round two, so stay tuned. If anyone wants any repeats of questions, I do speak very fast, so just drop them in the comments and let us know what you need, and we'll be back in second for round two.
So how was that, everyone? If you need to know any of the questions, if you need to hear them again, I'm sure we can bully Stephen, or you can also check out the questions in the chat that Demet has so kindly posted there, because I was too scared to touch anything on my computer because, yeah, I didn't want to mess anything up. So anyway, we're on to our first fireside read, and here is Poppy.
Hello, I'm Poppy T. Perry, and this is my debut book, Dead Real. It's an illustrated young adult book about love in a time of zombies. So Nora wants to tell her best friend that she fancies her, but unfortunately on the day that she plans to do it, a zombie apocalypse breaks out. I'm going to read you a little bit from the beginning of chapter 7, which is when they first come across anything like a zombie. So I'll read you just this short bit. Okay. Outside the door I pause in the sun's warmth to process everything that's going on. Mrs. Johnson looks like hell. My parents are probably going to murder each other. We've officially been warned to stay indoors, and a guilty part of me is worrying that tonight's Interrupters gig will be cancelled too. A short, agitated snarl like an animal bothered by flies echoes around the houses and brings my focus back onto my neighbour. Apart from Mrs. Johnson, all is quiet in our West Midlands suburbia. There's not another person about. On a normal non-government warning Saturday, there would be kids playing, people heading into town, and dog walkers ignoring their pets pooping on the pavements. Mrs. Johnson, are you all right? I ask. You're sounding pretty raspy. She snaps her head round and cloudy eyes fix on mine. Her wig, which is precariously attached at the best of times, flaps with the motion. She snarls. Whoa, that lady's sick, Ruby calls from the door. Thanks for stating the obvious, I say. My neighbour's lips and around her eyes are bruised blue and purple, veins spiderweb across her face like a road map, moving between islands of pustulating sores that cluster at the corners of her mouth, eyes and nose. She totters on the balls of her bare feet, heels pointing outwards. I clench my fists and fight the urge to run away. A clattering noise jerks my eyes to where a wheelie bin lies toppled in the road. I only look away for a second, but Mrs. Johnson is right beside me, smelling of death and talcum powder. Before I can say anything, she grabs my arm and bites down hard. I scream! He's biting me! He's biting me! What the? Our front door slams, then Ruby's there, hesitating at my side. I don't know where to grab, I don't want to hurt her, she says. She's hurting me! Mrs. Johnson's arms fly in every direction, hitting and clawing at anything she can reach. Ruby catches her by the wrists and a tug-of-war begins. I cry out again as Ruby's pulling makes Mrs. Johnson chomp harder, growling like a dog fighting to keep its favourite chew toy. I reach across and push on Mrs. Johnson's chin. The soft skin moves under my fingers. I think of overripe peaches and shudder. Her jaw pops open as she topples backwards onto the grass. Old lady spit glistens on my arm and, amazingly, my skin is unbroken. After hoovering in the surrounding air with a huge gasp, I let it all out with a sigh of relief. It takes a second to remember that zombies aren't real, and this can't be a zombie attack no matter how much it looks like one. Mrs. Johnson struggles to a crouch position, opens her mouth wide and lunges for another bite. 2 rows of purple gums fly forwards. A small manic laugh escapes me. She didn't put her teeth in this morning. That's why I'm not bleeding. Run! Ruby pulls me away and we hurry full sprint towards the front door. It's shut and yet we're both still running. Ruby hits it first and hammers on the wood. I slam beside her and join in, fists pounding, voices screaming. A glance tells me Mrs. Johnson is close, her arms outstretched, fingers clawing the air as she closes the gap between us. So that's a little bit from when they experienced their first zombie. Dead Reel is Heartstopper meets Shaun of the Dead. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Thank you. Take care.
Okay, everyone. We are now gonna continue on with our next round of Camp YA, and or the quiz, and I'm gonna bring them in. Okay, say hi, folks.
Intro music. That was the weird intro music. Sorry. I tend to talk to myself on these things. Hello and welcome back to round 2. How did we all find round 1? Good, bad, difficult? Quizzes that I make are never meant to be difficult, I hope, but I am biased as I write them. So hopefully you guys enjoyed round 1, and now we are going to dive in to the second round, and I am very excited to be joined by Rectok Ross for round 2 to talk all things spooky, horror, and things that go bump in camp. Welcome! How are you?
A bit scared after watching that last round. Those are some hard questions. Questions, Steven.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I'm going to do, but my goal is 1 point. We decided
You're
going to
definitely get at least 1 point in this round. I can guarantee that, like, personally. Are you like a competitive person normally?
I was a trial lawyer for a long time. I would say I was very competitive when I was practicing.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore. Now I'm much more collaborative. I think being an author is a little bit different of a lifestyle, but I definitely was competitive back in the day.
Do you like a quiz? Are you a big quizzer?
I do. Yes, I get nervous, so we'll see. I like it. I'm not sure I like when there's a bunch of people watching me and I'm trying to get points for a team, but I do like it, just like in the room or something watching Jeopardy when there's no pressure.
Oh yeah. I used to like present quizzes in a pub that I worked at, so I loved giving them, but I was
How
terrible at doing
fun.
them, and everyone thought I'd be great, and I was like, no, it goes in here and comes out here, and I'm like, well, who knows what will happen?
To be in your position. I
You-
think giving the questions I would like, I'm kind of a control freak. So I think being the moderator, I probably enjoy more than the quiz answerer.
We're gonna have fun tonight then. First things first, tell the crowd which Camp YA team you are in.
What are the other two?
So we've got Team Wren, Team Trout, and Team Beaver.
Team Wren.
That's okay. We won't hold that against you. That's fine. Okay. Your latest book, and we won't name the book right now because that's pertinent to the question. I read was a kind of mashup between The Silence of the Lambs and Labyrinth, which are just two beautiful symbiotic things. Are those like cultural references that you like already into? Like, what are your connections to those specific films or books? Like, let us know.
I'm like an 80s baby. And so I think for me, both Silence of the Lambs I've always been obsessed with it. I mean, little trivia for people who don't know, but it's one of the only horror movies that's ever received an Oscar, which is pretty
Yes.
wild. Other than Get Out, which was for screenplay. But I'm just a huge fan. Silence of the Lambs, I've read the screenplay 1,000 times. I've watched the movie 1,000 times. I have always loved both Clarice and Hannibal, and I always thought this is a little weird, but my brain works weird. I always thought like there was some sexual tension there, even though he's obviously much older, and it doesn't seem like they would be a great romantic pairing. I think that they
Mhm.
definitely were playing with that a little bit. Like he has some kind of notions towards her. That's why he's always helping her and trying to lift her up. And it didn't feel like a father vibe to me. It really felt more like a romantic vibe, but you never really get that,
Mhm.
obviously, in the movie. I don't know if that's a spoiler alert, but it's an old movie, so people have probably seen it. But when I was thinking of this idea for my new book, I was thinking, like, wouldn't it? And dark romance now is such a huge thing, and almost like a
Oh, man.
combination of horror and romance. And I was thinking as I was writing this, wouldn't it be fun to kind of play with a similar dynamic of a young attorney, a young professional, and then this, you know, be dangerous, but
Yeah.
very charismatic older man that is kind of the key to her success in her career, similar to Silence of the Lambs. So that for me was a huge inspiration and really the dynamic between two of the main characters. And then Labyrinth, again, like an 80s girl, of course, I feel like everyone in my generation
Oh,
grew up watching and being obsessed with Labyrinth. And like, wouldn't it be so great to be swept off into this like magical kingdom? And then as I got and more into fantasy and fairy tales and learned more about like the Goblin King um, as
yeah.
a whole, because it's been told in so many different ways. And there are a lot of fantasy books about the Goblin King specifically. And so I thought, like, wouldn't it also be fun? So you've got like the Silence of the Lambs, the real world professional guy accused of
Mhm.
murder, serial killer. But like, what if there was magic involved? And what if he also was like the leader of some crazy supernatural kingdom? And so that's kind of how the two ideas merge together. So it's a little bit, I always do mashups. So anyone who's reading my books, they're always a crazy,
Yeah.
weird mashup of different things I enjoy. But for me, I know it sounds weird, but I think it works. I hope I hope readers agree. I think it works really well in this book. It's a really fun kind of coming together of both worlds. This like legal, professional, real world, and then this crazy, okay, what if Goblin King world of magic as well.
I love that so much. I think we all want crave a bit of darkness occasionally. That's a really good
Yeah,
release. There's
yeah, for
a
sure.
cinema near where I live that every year does a screening of Labyrinth around my birthday, and it's just the best. It's a massive screen. They screen Labyrinth. People dress up. It's like the best time every year.
Fun.
I love watching.
It's so fun. And of course the music, like he's amazing in it. David Bowie is like,
Oh,
of course,
I used to have a T-shirt
fantastic,
that
and the
said
music's
"You remind
awesome.
me of the Babe," and if people got it, they got it. And if they were like, "What's that T-shirt?" I was like, "Well, let me tell you," and I'd start singing, and they're like, "Please stop singing." And I'm like, "No."
It's a good
Right.
one. It's a good song.
I promised you at least 1 point in this quiz. You're going to get your first point as we dive into round two with question number 11. So, and please feel free to not shout this answer out because you know the answer. So please don't shout it out because that would be a great 3 point for everyone. So, question number 11 is, what is the name of the town in Rectock's latest Dark Seasons thriller series? So, what is the name of the town? And we've been very obvious with this answer. Is the name of the town in Rectock's latest Dark Seasons thriller series?
So I get to say the name because I'm excited to get my 1 point.
You're like, I got it. This is it. I've got my point. I'm good now.
No, this one I do know. Thank you for giving me the soft
Of course. And to be fair, I think it's a
score.
very, we gave it to everyone, so it's been around, so they've hopefully they get it from the context clues, let's call them. Yeah, 3 points for everyone.
Anything. I did not say anything. Okay, yay! I'm glad I got a point. I'm glad I got a point. Woohoo!
Oh, I don't know. Question number 12. Halen Barron's forthcoming Make Me a Monster is a retelling of which horror classic? So Kaylin Barron's forthcoming Make Me a Monster, which I actually saw in a bookshop today, and it looks stunning, is a retelling of which horror classic? Are you a horror girly? Do you like a good
I'm a
classic horror?
huge horror girly, but I don't know that author or that book. but I
Oh
yeah, I know. Is it a UK? Is that a UK author?
no, she's American.
More time.
I'm pretty sure. Someone fact check me. I'm pretty sure she's American. Um,
Um,
ooh, it's definitely it's a very well known classic that's been given the spin. Is there a classic horror story or film that you would like to play around with and like figure some stuff out
I'm
with?
Frankenstein if it's a monster. Oh,
Uh,
Kaylin Barron. Sorry.
Am
Yes,
I just
I
pronouncing
would
names
guess
terribly?
Frankenstein. No. I just when someone put it in the thing, I could see it. Yes, I am familiar with her work. I think I think I might have been on a panel with her. Yes,
Revelations is just coming out
yes,
tonight.
I know. Sorry. Uh, so I don't know the book, but I would guess Frankenstein because it's like make me a monster, make me your monster.
I mean, it could be anything. If anyone's seen the musical of Frozen, that was pro-filmed, they introduced a beautiful new song called "Am I a Monster?" It's one of my favorite songs that makes so much sense for Frozen because she's like, "Am I the monster? Should I be a monster?" And she sings this whole song, and I'm like, "This is my song. I found it." Random tangent there, just in case people want to throw out some other ideas. Um, Question number 13. Unlucky for some, maybe lucky for all of you. Question number 13. Mina and the Undead, by the fantastic Amy McCall, who is also part of Camp YA, is set in which city? So, Mina and the Undead is set in which city? A city that I've always wanted to go to, and hopefully one day we'll get to. Mina and the Undead. Apparently, I'm glitching.
I have
Is
no
it
idea.
about? That's good.
No
This is
idea.
keeping you on your toes. You're
This is
good.
really keeping my
This is
toes.
this is
But
education.
a city that you've always wanted to go to and haven't been to.
It's somewhere
Let's
closer to
go
you than it
with
is to me.
me.
Well,
Something in Europe. Okay, something closer to me. How
in theory.
New York City. New York City. Let's
Oh,
go.
oh no, please. I love New York City. I go there. I want to say, that's something I go like every week. I don't go every week, just to clarify. That would be impossible. If I could go next week to New York, I would be there in a heartbeat. I would be in that line for Death Becomes Her, and I'd be watching that musical like, oof. That's also a great cult film. If you've never seen Death Becomes Her, go and check it out. It's a fantastic film, guys. Just saying.
Great one.
So good. Question number 14. Which member of NSYNC, we're all going to age ourselves to this question, is a good luck charm in Susan Dennett's The Executioners 3? So, which member of NSYNC is a good luck charm? They have him on a little keychain that they carry around for good luck. Is a good luck
Timberlake?
charm in Susan Dennett's The Executioners 3.
Timberlake?
In
Wait,
NSYNC
all of them. When do you give the answer? When did the answers come out?
at the end. I love it. You're just guessing at every question. We're going to do answers at the end.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Justin Timberlake. Can I get a second guess? Can I get an alternative guess? I would say
You're
Lance
going to guess
Bass.
all five, aren't you? You're like, you're going to
Lance,
list them all out, all five of them.
I'll just do
Were you
Justin Timberlake and then Lance Bass is number 2.
you an NSYNC fan growing up?
Yes, of course. Not as much anymore though.
I used
Not as much anymore
no,
that I was.
no, for reasons, but I remember I used to dance a lot to Bye Bye Bye. I had it on cassette and I would dance to
Oh
it.
my
I had like
god.
routines. It was really bad. Yeah,
Love all
I
of
can
it. I
still
just saw
hear
Backstreet
the
Boys.
music.
Just saw
So Backstreet Boys is, oh my god, their song is the antithesis to this song in the book. In The Executioners 3, she likes NSYNC and he likes Backstreet Boys, and it's this like, it's so funny. And I kept singing like all of the Backstreet Boys songs throughout me. Oh, so good. Let's not have a sing along because that's not what we're here for. Because I could.
What book is that? What's it called?
There's The Executioner's 3. The Executioner's 3, which is the new Susan Dennard YA. It is so funny. It's like small town, you need to solve a crime, but like it sounds dark and mysterious, and it is, but it's also just so funny and heartwarming. And I was just like, yes, 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 the whole way through. Like it's just a really good teen romp thriller. So good. Cool. Let's move on to question 15. Now, this is a guessing question, so any answer is valid, though there is obviously one correct answer. Finish this YA horror book title, which is about a girl from a Haitian American girl who is a zombie. So it's The Summer I blank, 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 blank. Finish this YA horror book title about a Haitian American zombie girl. The Summer I blank. Now this could be anything. This is, if you know it, great. If you don't, put something creative. The summer I learned to cook. Who knows? I don't even know what I did this summer, let alone last.
Is it
The
multiple?
summer I turned into a zombie. That's not the title, but it could be.
Someone had this summer I turned pretty. That's awesome.
I like the summer I turned pretty. Yeah, that is technically a book that exists in the world. Not the book we're looking for right this second.
Amazing book.
Great book. No, like
and
great
show.
book, but just not the right book.
I don't know.
Question number 16. Who wrote The Last Bookstore on Earth? So, who wrote The Last Bookstore on Earth? I should preface, all of these books have come out this year, so they're all 2025 or 2025 adjacent books. So these all books have all come out in this year. So this book, The Last Bookstore on Earth, was out this year. Lovely dystopian book about the last bookstore on Earth with a beautiful, lovely sapphic romance in it. The title is unsettling. The fact there's only one bookstore left, but at least there's one. Speaking nostalgic.
No idea.
If all the books were closed, I would open my library as a bookstore. So I think we're okay, guys. Don't worry. I got you covered. We're gonna do it.
I argue that it's better to have libraries and bookstores. So death to the bookstores. Everyone has libraries now.
Question number 17. In Girls of a Dark Divine, say that 5 times quickly. In Girls of a Dark Divine, a magical curse, I can't speak today. A magical curse binds the girls to perform what style of dance? So in Girls of a Dark Divine, a magical curse binds the girls to perform what style of dance? This book, weirdly, was actually quite new to me. I hadn't heard of it. Then I read the blurb and was like, I immediately have to buy this book. And I love when that happens. I love when you see a book and you're like, I need this in my life. Have you ever had a book where you look at it and you go, I'm buying this, and you add it to the cart, or you pick it up and you're like, I have to have it right now?
There's so many good ones. Who writes this one? Who's the author?
I wish I could tell you off the top of my head. It is downstairs on my other shelf in my other library. It's on my other shelf in my other library. I have several libraries in this house. This is the biggest library. There's smaller libraries in the other rooms and then more downstairs. My house is an immersive library experience. I love it.
The wall.
But it's a very well-known style of dance. Just in case if that helps anyone. It's not one that I can ever do. I have tried and failed in this style of dance. Hopefully nobody will ever see that. But let's move on swiftly to question number 18. How to Survive a Horror Movie by Scarlett Dunmore is inspired by which horror film franchise? So How to Survive a Horror Movie Scarlett Dunmore is inspired by which horror film franchise? We've obviously established that you love a good horror film. Do you have a favorite or a favorite franchise?
I do, and I'm excited that finally I actually know the book you're talking about. So this one has been on my to
2
read,
points.
my TBR forever, but I haven't actually read it yet. My favorite
This is just one big TBR.
is Scream, which Summer Rental is kind of loosely inspired by, and also I know
Nice.
last summer.
Yeah.
But my and I really don't know, so I won't be giving any points away, but I would guess it's based on Friday or Halloween, but probably Friday
Ooh,
the 13th.
obviously.
I don't think it's Scream.
Great choice. Who can say? Who knows the answers apart from
Like
me
I
who wrote
would
the
know.
questions? My
Actually,
favorite. Oh, go on. No, go on.
do the whole rules in Scream.
Yep.
Be a play off of Fall Scream, so maybe okay. Now I might be changing my answer, but one of those three.
I can never guess the rules in Scream, even though we know what the rules are. Every time I see the film, I'm like, I just don't know who it is, and I'm like so surprised every time, which I think is the best way to approach those films. Every
They're
time.
so good.
My favorite film franchise is Saw, which is probably a bit off kilter, but I love the Saw films.
Say that. So my first book, Ski Weekend, my first is actually being adapted into a film. The producers are the guys who do all the Saw movies. So it's actually, so I know them really well. So that's very funny.
Oh, I love it. I used to have a little jigsaw doll in my house that I would hide and scare my flatmates with, and they hated me. It was so funny to me at the time.
You know what? I thought the first one is one I think one of the movies ever. It's such like a good psychological
Yeah.
like horror. And they did it on, it was like the tiniest budget ever. It was insane how they
Yeah.
filmed it and did it. And then I actually went with them. So I went to the premiere of Saw 10, and I thought that was
Oh yeah.
amazing. I thought
No,
it
it was so
was
good.
so
It was back
good.
to the old. Yeah. I think my favorite are the first 4 as a grouping, and then it kind of got a bit loosey goosey. But
Yeah,
2 is
sorry.
just with the house is so interesting, and then it just the stories, the connections. Oh, I need to watch the films again. Not right now. We're in the middle of a quiz. Okay. Question number 19. Question number 19. In Amy Jordan's All the Hidden Monsters, which mythical being is Sage? So, if you have been watching our campfire chats, you might have seen this on our blog, maybe. So, if you're going to have a quick little look, go have a little look. So, in Amy Jordan's All the Hidden Monsters, which mythical being is Sage? If you could be a mythical being, what would you be and why?
But
I mean,
it's such a good question, and I definitely want to be a witch.
that's what you are. We're not going to know. Be the witch you want to be, like, you know?
I think, I don't know if every girl goes through this phase, but I think even like when I was little, I was like obsessed with witches and loved like Teen Witch and Sabrina and like just the idea of being this strong
Yep.
female. Finally, like you have the power and you can create and do anything you want to do. I feel like it's such an
Yeah.
enticing like fantasy as a young girl. But I don't think
Yeah.
I fully left that era of wanting to be a witch.
Oh no, I used to do spells at school. Like if I wanted a bus to come on time, or I wanted something to like happen,
Totally.
I would just say things over and over until the bus came. Then I was like, I made that happen. So silly
I
now I
read
think about it,
books.
but yeah,
I loved
I
it.
love it.
My husband might say I still am a witch sometimes, but
Yes, I mean
and my
we're a
stepkids
little coven of
say
witches at
that.
Camp YA, so get involved in the coven, join us, 100%. And we're gonna end round 2. It is round 2 with
Oh
question
boy,
20, which
oh
once again is
boy.
one of our picture questions. We're going to show you a picture of a book cover, please tell us what book this is. So question 20 is a picture question. We're going to show you a picture of a book cover. What book is this? Drop your comments in and give a big virtual round of applause for Rector Ross for joining us for this round. Thank you so much. It's been so much fun. I'm glad you got at least one, if not two. Stick around and get more. I believe in you. Even if you're on a different team, I believe in you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to come back very soon after the fireside reads for round 3.
Okay, you guys are off. Thank you so much. Okay, let's bring up the next fireside read. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy Powery, the author of Real When I'm With You, a YA fake dating romance between Effie, an autistic cat-loving people pleaser, and Aiden, a very lovable barista with ADHD. And I'm really excited to be appearing at Camp YA this year. I have a fireside read for you today where I'll be sharing one of my very favourite moments in the book. This is when our main character Effie shares with Aiden for the first time that she's autistic, and where he in turn tells her that he has ADHD. It's such a beautiful moment that meant so much to me as an ADHD writer, and I felt so seen as I was writing it, which I hope that readers will feel too. So what you need to know is that at this point in the book, Effie and Aiden are on a fake date. It was only supposed to be one fake date to prove to Effie's best friend Chelsea that she has what it takes to be in a relationship, but Aiden has just accidentally told his ex-girlfriend Caro that Effie is his girlfriend, and this was not supposed to happen, and he's freaking out about it. Turns out my acting skills aren't so great after all, hey? Aiden says in self-deprecation. He's retreated into himself, tapping his fingers frantically against the bench seat, staring intently down at the fire pit. If anything, I say, I think you were a little too committed to the role. Story of my life. If I didn't know better, I might have assumed he was sulking. But there's something else lurking under the surface, a defenselessness that sneaks out now he's crashed. This is Aiden at his rawest. What do you mean? That's why things ended between us, he says quietly, carefully. Lost in his own thoughts, pushing out words like he's pressing an old bruise. Caro said I was too much, too unpredictable, too all over the place. We weren't well suited in a relationship, even though we had a lot of love for each other as friends, and it made me feel all wrong, like I'd never be good enough. Then I clung on even after we'd broken up, trying to get back with her even though I knew in my heart it wasn't right. I lost faith so many times then, thinking if I just got a do-over I could try to be a different person, more chill, more normal. Even though I'm over Caro, even though I have no regrets about our relationship ending, she was right. I am too much. This has proven that. I can't control my impulsivity. Aiden, I say softly. There's a long pause, but I don't rush him. I let him work out whatever's going on in his head, give him the time and space he needs to be able to open up. His use of the word normal feels so familiar that by the time he next speaks, I'm halfway to figuring out the meaning it hides. I have ADHD, he says with a giant release of air. Not quite a sigh of relief, more a geyser of anxiety that had to be set free. He won't look at me at all. I mess everything up. I forget to reply to messages. I say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and I get far too excited about new coffee roasts when I should be paying attention to the girl in front of me. I was a shit boyfriend because it's fun at first, the impulsive excitement and energy, but then reality hits and nobody likes the chaos. And I hate myself for it, because I can't change it. How am I supposed to deal with the fact I'm only right for someone when I'm hiding who I really am? I open my mouth to say something, but no words come out. I've been pierced through the heart, right where it hurts the most. I know this changes things, he rushes out. Do I want to tell Caro I was lying and let her think I'm still not over her, like I'm making it up to get her attention? No, but I'll understand if you don't want anything to do with it. Or me. I leave a lot to be desired, I'm aware. But I appreciate it, Effie, that you want to help. Thank you. My heart breaks because I know exactly how he's feeling. Isn't it the way I always feel? Like you're the smallest person in the world but is still taking up too much space. Different in a way you feel you have to apologise for. Aiden, I say, pleased when he turns, just a slight incline of his head towards me. I don't think you're too much. Nothing you've told me makes me like you any less than I already did. If anything, it makes me like you more, because you're like me. I think I get you. What do you mean? I inhale and brace myself. He shared his vulnerability, and now I have to share mine. I'm like you, I say. I'm neurodivergent. I'm autistic. I know what it feels like to be told you're not enough, that you're not normal enough for the people around you, no matter how hard you try. Alone. But maybe not anymore. Real When I'm With You is the book of my heart and soul, and I really hope that you will enjoy it. Happy reading, Camp YAers.
Okay, is everyone ready for round 3? Am I ready for round 3? Okay, I'm going to bring in Stephen and our next guest host. Okay, and you are live.
Hello and welcome back to round 3. How was round 3 for everyone? Did it get harder? Did it get better? Are we all good? Are we feeling the tension, the competitiveness? Well, this is the final round. This is where it all counts, and I'm very, very excited to be joined by Denise Brown. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
You said this has been in my head that you just said it. You said you made a cup of tea. How do you take your tea? This is the most British question ever, but I have to ask it.
How do I take it? Very strong, very hot, in a big cup. This is my favourite cup.
Yeah.
It's Jack and Sally, as you can see. Jack and Sally that side as well. And it has to be made in the right order. So it's water, tea bag, then you take the tea bag out, then you put a spoonful of sugar in, then just a splash of milk.
That is a very interesting journey. My mum is a staunch leave the tea bag in person, and it stresses a lot of people out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I can't do that. No. No.
So you're here for our third round, which is called The Answer Was There All Along. Hopefully that helps some of our quizzes figure out some of the answers to these questions. You have written a very beautiful, thrillerifying, confusing book called No One Keeps a Secret. What do you think makes a good thriller book?
A good thriller for young adults. Characters. More than anything. I think it depends on the characters. When I write, my books are character-led as opposed to plot-driven. So I will start off with the characters in my head, and the plot just kind of evolves around them. It's a little bit like putting them out there in the world and following them around and see what happens to them. So I think it's characters. If you've got the right mix of characters and then you throw the danger in, it's going to work every time.
As a writer, do you find you're in complete control of your characters, or do they just like take their own journey and they're like, this is what we're doing, come along for the ride?
Yes, they take control. Yes. I literally do just follow them around inside my head, and it makes me sound like a complete lunatic. I do follow them around in my head, and then I just write down what they're doing. I mean, obviously, I do throw things at them occasionally, like the odd corpse and stuff.
Worrying corpse.
But yeah, apart from that, they are in control, and I'm really terrible at plotting.
Really, you pantser?
Yes, I'm a ghostwriter as well, so I do a lot of ghostwriting. And people will give me a plot, and I can't stick to it. So with my own writing, I will plot to begin with, and then I'll get a few chapters in, and I'm like, what was I even thinking? Like, that's not even going that way. So yeah, I'm afraid.
That's completely fair. That's how a lot of people are approaching this quiz tonight. That's how we're all going to approach it. Let's dive in to our final round. And I can guarantee you, as I can guarantee every author tonight, you will get at least 1 point because this first question is about you. So please don't shout out the answer unless you feel the need to. So question 21 is, in Denise's latest book, No One Keeps a Secret, what breed of dog do the group follow to the abandoned theme park? So in Denise's latest book, No One Keeps a Secret, what breed of dog do the group follow to an abandoned theme park? I think abandoned theme parks is such a great setting. Like, that is such a beautiful, so much to play with there. Like, I love it. Without spoiling anything, why did you choose that breed of dog?
Honest answer, because my daughter has one. And
That's a
he's
fair
a
answer.
little terrorist. Absolutely. I've got a Cocker Spaniel who's just beautiful. Another daughter has got a German Shepherd who is huge, like comes up to my shoulders almost. And the dog that I used in the book terrorizes both of them.
They do though. They do. Oh, my friend's got one, and yeah, 100%. Oh,
Yeah.
so that might give you hopefully a bit of a clue, everyone. Let's move on to question number 22. So we all have a sprayed edge, a stenciled edge. What word, so what single word is stenciled into the side of the Waterstones special edition of Holly Jackson's The Reappearance of Rachel Price? So what one word is stenciled in big black letters into the side of the Waterstones special edition of the Holly Jackson's The Reappearance of Rachel Price? Beautiful blue teal cover, lovely big words stenciled along the edge. One time me and Demet tried to do book stencil art and it failed miserably, on my side at least anyway. I wrote a word that did not have any sort of structure or artistic cadence and it just petered off. But it was fun doing it. I still maintain that was some of my finest artwork. Let's move on to question 23. This is another fill in the blank question. So complete the title of the Danielle Valentine thriller, Two Sides, blank. So two sides, and this is quite vague to be fair. Two sides, blank. Da, da, da. It's like Mamma Mia. Da, da, da. So two sides. Duh. Titles are obviously super important. How do you decide on your titles?
Sorry, say that again. You went quiet. Sorry, Stephen.
Oh, sorry. Titles are obviously super specific, especially in the types of books that you write. How do you choose like what the title is going to be?
Really, that's out of my hands.
Okay.
It's really the publishers that choose the title. I am terrible at choosing titles. Yeah, I'm a pantser who has literally no clue about titles either. I do start off with a working title, and it never ends up being that. So it's generally down to the publishers, and it's fair enough because they have to keep it on brand and they have to keep it relevant to the genre as well. So it's fine. I'm fine with that.
Love. Question number 24. In Ravina Guron's new mystery thriller, which day of the week is murder? There's literally a 1 in 7 chance. Pick your favourite day if you're not sure. So in Ravina Guron's new mystery thriller, which day of the week is murder? Every day, to me, quite frankly, feels like murder when I go to work. Into that loud. You just can't hear me. It's fine. Do you have a favourite day of the week? Don't say Mondays, please. Don't.
Fridays.
Yeah.
I work from home. Obviously, I work for myself. I'm a ghostwriter, so every day is pretty much the same for me, But Friday, even though I work from home, I work for myself, so I can choose my own hours, I think there's still that Friday mentality from all the years that I was working for other people, you know. And Friday is the start of the weekend. It's the day when you can just start to unwind and chill. So it's still Fridays because you've got the whole weekend ahead of you.
Sure, it's a very specific feeling. Question 25. What is the name of the latest E. Lockhart book set in the We Were Liars world? So question 25 is, what is the name of the latest E. Lockhart book set in the We Were Liars world? Very popular series, coming to TV soon, if not already. I'm very behind on my TV adaptations. Let's jump straight into question 26. In which Neal Shusterman book do people find utter contentment? Which sounds like a great premise, but I am worried. So in which Neal Shusterman book do people find utter contentment? Question 27. In Death in the Cards, and focus on that what I just said. So in Death in the Cards by Mia Mansalar. I can never pronounce that. I'm so bad with names. Mana Salala. I really hope that's correct. Mansala. Manansala, yeah, let's go with Manansala. Thank you, Danny, who is in my ears, even though I'm not wearing braces. Which cards does amateur sleuth Danica use? So in the book, Danica is an amateur sleuth and is very proficient with a very specific set of cards which helps her throughout the book. Which set of cards does Danica use? And if you pay attention to some of our Camp YA activities, both now and previously, you might know the answers to this question. Question number 28. In A Grave Inheritance by Felicity Epps, what key discovery does the protagonist make that unveils the mystery surrounding her family's legacy? So in A Grave Inheritance by Felicity Epps, what key discovery does the protagonist make that unravels the mystery surrounding her family's legacy? It's a very specific thing. I can't say more without saying so many things that will just lead me to the answer. Do you find, Denise, that you need to have one specific hook in the kind of like third act of the book, or do you like to like pepper different like clues in throughout the whole journey?
Yeah, I don't think I rely on one specific hook. With my other book, It All Started with a Lie, there was a hook, and the hook was the newspaper cutting. But that was, but again, that was just something, that was how my story started. I just woke up one day with the idea of this newspaper cutting. So I didn't actually set out with the intention of that in the hook. It just ended up. And with No One Keeps a Secret, I think that you nearly said that out loud then. I think the dog, was the glue for me all the way through.
Yeah. I used to host quizzes down near where I live, and every week without fail, I would accidentally say an answer in reading the question every week. It's part of doing a quiz. I think you just have to like give people what they want to hear. So if you were keen-eyed listening, you may have had the answer to our question at the beginning of the round. I love it. It's question number 29. In The Wild Trials by Mackenzie Reed, who is Chloe trying to help if she wins the $1 million prize money? So in The Wild Trials by Mackenzie Reed, who is Chloe trying to help if she wins the $1 million prize money? Now, if you won $1 million, Denise, what would you spend it on? Big questions here tonight.
What would I spend it on?
Whatever you want.
I would buy a house.
Yeah.
I rent my house at the moment. Long story, and I won't bore you with the details, but my ex-husband left me with a lot of debt a long, long while ago. So I would buy a house, but I would also make sure that, because I've got 5 children, so I would just split the rest between them, and I'd book a holiday.
Yes, no, book the holiday first. Oh my God, go away and just relax for a bit. You've got $1 million. I love
Yeah, probably do the holiday first. You're right.
exactly. Have the holiday, and you know what, where it's going. Just enjoy the holiday. And to round off both this round and our quiz, big sad sigh from everyone in the audience, please. Question number 30 is obviously another picture round question. So have a look at this clipping from a book cover. It's a cover very dear to our Camp YA hearts. It's one of our Camp YA authors who we love. So have a look at this cover clip and tell us what book that is. I think especially thriller and crime covers are so much fun to play with. Like, your covers are like suggestive and give you so much without giving you anything. Do you love a cover? Do you like really get involved in the cover process?
Yes, I do really enjoy the cover process. And with No One Keeps a Secret, what I really, really liked was the trainers, the shoes around the earth, and the tickets for the theme park. So yeah, I think we do judge books by their covers. So yeah, I really enjoy the cover process. Yeah.
There are some, I think covers are so evocative now. Like, there's a really good renaissance and a golden age of like really beautiful, detailed covers, and it just makes the process so much more fun. Like, I love it. Sadly though, that is the end of our quiz and our round. Thank you so much for joining me for this third round. If you haven't bought Denise's book yet, go and buy it. Go and read the rest of her books. They are thrillerifying. And we will be back very shortly to do answers, which I know is the most important part of a quiz, and we can find out who has won. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with answers very, very, very shortly.
Okay, everyone, just so you know, we won't be able to give you points if you don't submit the quiz. So make sure to submit the quiz ASAP because we are going to start counting now.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Moody. I'm the author of the Darling Devils series, and today I'm going to be sharing an excerpt from my latest release in the series, Grumpy Darling. Grumpy Darling is a friends to lovers hockey romance between Grayson and Paige. It's got grumpy sunshine, dating coaching, and so much fun and playful banter. It's a really good time. I'm going to be reading from chapter 1 today, so let's go. Okay, chapter 1, Grayson. Falling for your best friend was always dangerous, but this was the first time I thought my feelings for Paige might actually kill me. The muffin had looked innocent enough when she first offered it. I should have known better than to trust anything Paige cooked. I was seriously regretting my decision to take such a big bite, and I was struggling to swallow. It tasted like she'd mixed up sugar and salt somewhere in the recipe. Could she have accidentally dropped a dash of chili powder in there too? I pressed a hand to my chest as the muffin burped its way to my stomach. My insides felt like they were on fire, and I was starting to wonder if my day might end up with a trip to the hospital. So, what do you think? Paige smiled up at me, her big brown eyes brimming with hope and pride. She had always reminded me of a character out of a fairy tale. Sweet, playful, and if she could sing, I had no doubt birds would gravitate toward her voice. It was just my luck that the enchanting princess in my fairy tale was handing me a poisoned apple. There was no way I could tell her what I really thought about the muffin, so I tried my best to smile and ignore the confusing taste that still lingered in my mouth. I think these might be your best yet. It wasn't far from the truth. Baking was Paige's latest obsession, and I'd been a guinea pig for her creations all week. The muffins were at least an improvement on her cookies. I'd almost chipped a tooth on those. Really? Paige looked around the locker room at the other guys who were all staring at their muffins in various states of horror. It was bad enough she decided to poison me with her cooking, but did she really have to try and take up my entire hockey team too? At least this was happening after the game we just played and not before. What do the rest of you think, she asked. Do you like them? I didn't want Paige to notice their disgust, and my smile immediately transformed into a dark glare as I warned them not to say anything negative. They were going to eat every last crumb of those muffins, whether they liked it or not. My twin brother Reed might have been captain of our team, but as the Ransom Devils' main enforcer, I still had plenty of authority among the guys. When they saw the look in my eyes, they all started nodding and giving small satisfied groans. These are great, Paige. Never had anything so good. I wish my mum cooked like this. They were laying it on a bit thick, but I didn't stop them. Not when I could see how happy it made Paige. She was practically skipping on the spot. Reed was slowly working through his muffin beside me, and I noticed him pull a small piece of aluminium foil from his mouth. He caught my gaze, and I lifted an eyebrow as I waited for him to agree with the others. He quickly tucked the foil in hand. Thanks, Paige. I really like the extra kick they have. I nudged him with my elbow, forcing him to continue. Is that cinnamon I taste? It is, Paige gushed as she spun to face him. Oh, I'm so glad you like them. I'll have to bring more to your game next week. I was about to tell her that wasn't necessary, but my younger brother Parker chimed in. That'd be great. His words were barely decipherable as he was speaking with his mouth full. The funny thing was I didn't think he was lying. He was quite happily demolishing the muffin, and before he'd even finished, he started gesturing for Paige to hand him the box containing the rest. I shouldn't have been surprised. Parker was a bit of a garbage disposal unit when it came to food, with absolutely no standards for what put in his mouth. Didn't really have standards for what came out of it either, and was the kind of person who released pretty much every thought that popped into his head. In that regard, we couldn't have been more different. Okay, well, I better run before I get caught out here, Paige said. She gave everyone a wave, but as she went to leave, she stopped next to my younger brother. Make sure you share, Parker. He was too busy digging into another muffin to respond, but I could feel the rest of the guys in the room flinch at the mere thought of going back for seconds. I guided Paige over to the exit before she could notice. Once we were out in the hallway, she paused and turned to me. They weren't that good, were they? I was suddenly grateful my face had the emotional range of a goldfish. I don't know what you're talking about. I loved them. Technically, that was true. I loved everything about Paige, even her crappy muffins. Apparently, love wasn't just blind. It also had no sense of taste. I hope you enjoyed that little excerpt from Grumpy Darling. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Hi, I'm Marisa Linton and I wrote this book, The Binding Spell. So I want to tell you a bit about it. It's about a girl, Morgan, who's 17 and she goes to live in a remote village. She really doesn't want to be there and she finds it's a really weird place. She starts having visions. Are they real or are they not? Why does she see ghosts and strange things happening? She meets a boy and he's really cute and she's drawn to him, but he has secrets too. So she doesn't know whether she can trust him. There's a lot of scary stuff that happens in this story. So I'm just going to read a little bit for you from it. Morgan did up her Mac, pulled the hood over her already wet hair and set off for her next destination. It wasn't certainty that sent her there, just a feeling she couldn't name that impelled her legs towards the place that seemed to be the focal point of all the weirdness. Escaping the downpour under the canopy of Deaglan Wood, Morgan passed through the trees until she emerged into the open and began climbing the ridge of springy turf strewn with boulders, at the highest point of which Puka Hill rose. Set into the base of the east side of Puka Hill was the opening to the Neolithic passageway that led into the heart of the mound. Her dad had explained that at dawn on the winter solstice, the rising sun reached the chamber at the end of the passage. The passageway frightened Morgan, a mouth leading into unfathomable darkness. If what she sought was there, she wasn't about to venture in to face it. She approached the hill from the north and climbed its steep slope, the long grass soaking her legs and her trainers. The wild wet wind tore her hood back, sopping hair plastered her face and neck. Near the summit of the hill, just below the clump of trees at its crown, she stopped. With her back to the trees, the wind blowing icy rain into her face, she closed her eyes, took deep, slow breaths and willed a vision to come. She thought it would be difficult, but maybe the woman had been waiting for Morgan, for almost at once she sensed a presence. She opened her eyes. The woman was there, just feet away, her gown drenched with the same rain that soaked Morgan, her hem and shoes deep in mud. Bedraggled hair whipped around her head. Behind the tangled locks, her eyes were red and swollen. "Where's my girl?" the woman sobbed. "Have you seen my little Nancy?" "Nancy Hopton." "Help me. What do you see?" She held out imploring hands. One clutched a book, the other held a cord from which dangled a black stone with a hole through its centre. The witch stone was her protection, but he took it from her. Who did? "What manner of seer are you?" the woman hissed. "You are from the future, yet you see nothing." She came close. Morgan flinched at the chill from her ice-cold cheek. She whispered in Morgan's ear, "The Pooka King took my child. He will come for you too, and for those you love." Morgan staggered back, arms across her face. "I'm sorry, so sorry." Inadequate, useless words. When she lifted her head again, she was alone on Pooka Hill. All around her, the rain fell like tears.
Hi campers, I'm Bex Hogan, fellow lover of YA. I've also been writing YA fantasy for quite a while now. I debuted back in 2019 with my Isles of Storm and Sorrow trilogy, which is Viper, Venom and Vulture. And I also had another YA fantasy standalone out called Black Heat. More recently, I've been working on a YA fantasy series called The Fairy Realms, book one of which is called Nettle. This came out last year in hardback and in paperback this summer. And this follows the adventures of a girl called Nettle who is stolen away to the fairy world one night, where she meets the Fairy King, who offers her a deal that if she can complete 3 tasks for him, he will heal her dying grandmother. And then book 2 is coming out in October. That is called Owl King. Owl King is not a sequel to Nettle. It is a standalone in its own right, but it is set in the same world as Nettle, and I think if you have read Nettle, you'll probably enjoy it a little bit more, but you don't have to. This one follows the adventures of 2 sisters called Ilset and Lila. They live in a realm where fairies can also shapeshift into birds. And when Lila catches the eye of the cruel Owl King, Ilset determines that she will do whatever she can to save her sister from a terrible fate. So while Lila tries to buy herself some time by telling the Owl King all the stories that she's grown up with, Ilset sets out across the fairy realms searching for a powerful talisman that she hopes will stop the Owl King from hurting her sister. But she does risk destroying the peace that's across the realms if she does hand it back over to him. Both the books are inspired by my love of traditional fairy tales and folklore. I was grown up on them, so I very much tried to capture that in the books. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, I hope you'll check them out. I'd love to read you just a little tiny bit from the opening of Owl King. Owl King is filled of little stories to go along with the main story, and it starts with the story of the owl. Once there was an owl, the great sovereign of a beautiful land. Sharp and cunning, he was beloved by all in his kingdom. He ruled beneath the rays of the silver moon, always watchful, ever alert. An unrivaled hunter, he protected and defended his people, and the realm of Evermoon prospered. Content on his own, the owl had never thought of taking a queen. That changed the day he met the bluebird. Her sheer beauty captured the owl's heart. In wisdom, in kindness and courage, she was more than his equal. Their love was passionate, strong and true, and the kingdom readily accepted the bluebird at their king's side. Everyone believed they would rule the land together forever. But there are few things that endure the creeping tract of time and the slow passage of fairy moons. Some say their love diminished. Others that the bluebird angered the owl and was banished to another realm.
whispers persisted of a betrayal that could not be forgiven. All that was known for certain was that the bluebird was gone and the owl had changed. Anger shadowed him as surely as the clouds did the moon, until light was extinguished in both the king and his once beautiful land. The radiant silver moon was never seen again, hidden by pervading gloom as Evermoon became Nevermoon, and the owl's bright eyes that had once made everyone feel safe became something to fear. For now the owl hunted another queen. Many were found, but none sufficed, and soon each one mysteriously vanished, forgotten on the wind. Yet still he hunted, always seeking the next. His subjects knew to keep hidden, to keep quiet, to keep safe. That to survive the owl they must evade him, that to live they must remain invisible. The Owl King is out in October and Nettle is out already, so I would love if you take a look and have a read and let me know what you think. Enjoy your camp.
Who's ready to find out what the answers are? I can tell you Steven's not, because Steven forgot that he even gave me the answers to put on the screen. Steven,
Yes.
tell me how much you remember of what you did.
No, now I'm seeing it. I remember what I did, but like, I was like, did I put the answer? Because normally I just read the answers off a piece of paper. I love it. This is like Eurovision. It's so funny. I love it. Cool. Let's go through some answers. The most important part of any quiz ever, always ever. So, guys, serious times. We obviously have a winner, and I know who the winner is, and you want to know who the winner is. So we have an overall winner who did the best in the quiz. Congratulations to you. You know who you are. Well, I know who you are. You don't know who you are yet. And then we have obviously the teams for the Camp YA Cup who will be getting 20, 15, and 10 points irrespectively. The results are not what I wanted, but that's okay. We can move. So let's run through these answers very quickly. So round one was our fantasy round. Courtney's I'm lost my own words now. The Never Air retells Peter Pan. We were looking for Peter Pan. Question number two, the beloved book series that's been turned into a graphic novel is obviously The Raven Cycle. We all love that series, and it is going to be such a good graphic novel. Make sure you grab that copy of it. Question number three, according to Amazon, how many words to the nearest 1,000 are in the ACOTAR series? It is 3,000. You got a bonus point if you got 2,896, which somebody did. So someone obviously went to their shelves, grabbed all of those books and counted. So respect to you for doing that. So we were looking for 3,000. Question number four, Bletchley Park Dragons was obviously a language of dragons. And if you're in the UK, make sure you go to the Works because they have a really sexy sprayed edge edition of the paperback. Like, it is good. It is nice. Question number five. Pixie Hollow is obviously in Wings of Starlight. Shout out to Alison Saft. Question number six was potentially tricky because you had to get all four books for 1 point. If you got two books, you could get half a point because I'm not that kind of person. So we were looking for Belladonna, Foxglove, Wisteria, and the new little short Holly. So once again, you needed all four books to get 1 point. Two books will get you at least half a point, which can make or break this quiz. Question number seven. The beverage is tea. Everyone loves a good cup of tea, apart from maybe me.
No.
My favourite thing to ask
tea.
people is how they like their tea. It's very, very divisive. Question number eight. We were looking for the floating world, which is inspired by Korean mythology for that 1 point. So you were looking for Korean mythology. And for the bonus point, the story that it's inspired by is the Celestial Maidens. If you got that, you get a second point, which somebody definitely did. So their team is charging ahead. So question number 9. We were looking for immortal consequences. So the decennial, which I'm pretty sure I would ace, but I am delusional, is a series of trials in the Immortal Consequences book. And question number 10, our picture round, was obviously The Notorious Virtues by Alwyn Hamilton. Shout out to Alwyn. Running straight into question round number 2.
Ooh, wait, I have to do something.
Round, horror. In round 2, question number 11, the town in Reptox's book is called Salem Falls. If you weren't aware, she was throwing it in your face and showing us all. Go by the book, it is very, very good. Question number 2, Kaylin Barron's forthcoming Make Me a Monster was indeed inspired by Frankenstein. Thank you, Reptox, for giving away all of our secrets in that round. It was very good and very funny to watch. Question number 3, Mina and the Undead is obviously set in New Orleans, a place that I've never been to but really want to go to. Shout out to Casey if you're watching. We're going to go to New Orleans one day. It's going to be great. Question number 4, the member of NSYNC was Lance Bass. Make sure you get Lance Bass and go. I want to say go and stream NSYNC, but don't go and stream NSYNC right now. Question number 5, we were looking for the Summer Eye ate the rich. So the answer is ate the rich. If you got that, congratulations. That was quite a difficult one. Question number 6. The last bookstore on Earth was written literarily by Lily Braun Arnold. So if you got Lily Braun Arnold, you get a point. If you got Lily, we'll give you a half. We're not fussy here. Let's keep going. Question number 7. Girls of a Dark Divine. The girls are cursed to perform ballet, so it is very like Black Swan meets Fantasy Curse, and I am so excited to read this book. Question number 9. In Amy Jordan's All the Hidden Monsters, Sage is a werewolf, which quite frankly I agree with. I would like to be a werewolf sometimes. It's just the right way forward. And question number 10 to end round 2. The cover you were looking for was They Bloom at Night, which is such a stunning cover. If you haven't seen the full version, go and check it out. But we were looking for They Bloom at Night. Now, finally, into our third and final round. We were looking for question number 1. In Denise's No One Keeps a Secret, the dog was a Chihuahua, which, if you were listening, Denise did reveal midway through the answers. So we were looking for Chihuahua. Question number 2, the word stenciled onto the reappearance of Rachel Price is disappearance. So we were looking for the word disappearance stenciled right across that beautiful book. Question number 3, looking for you to finish the title, 2 sides to every murder. So the answer is To Every Murder. Question number 4, the day of the week we were looking for is Monday. And I wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
Question number 5, the newest installment in the We Are Liars world is We Fell Apart. What happens in there? Who knows? Who can say? Read the book and find out. So we were looking for We Fell Apart. Question number 6, in the Neil Shusterman book, where people find utter contentment, the book you're looking for is called All Better Now. Very intriguing, and mysterious in one word. Intriguing. Coining that, dictionary next year. You heard it here first.
You've been great today.
Now, question number 7, in Death on the Cards, we were looking for tarot cards, one of my favourite literary devices to use because it is such a beautiful way to explore so many themes, options, and things in books. If you got a tarot card in a book, I'm buying the book, I'm reading it, I'm loving it, I'm probably going to buy a set of cards later. Like, that's how it's going. Question number 8, in A Grave Inheritance, Felicity Epps, they find a hidden will. will. If you put will, if you put anything that resembles a will, or sounds like a will, or looks like a will, a document, a contract, we will take that's what you can find because we're not going to be very specific.
It's so hidden that Stephen's words disappear from time to time. His voice just
Question number
vanishes.
9. In the Wild Trials, Chloe is trying to help her sister. If I had a sister, I would also help her. Maybe I do. Who knows? But Chloe is trying to help her sister by winning the $1 million prize. If I won $1 million, I would buy a bigger library. One of those ladders that swings across, because that's what I've always wanted. And finally, question number 10 to round up our quiz with the picture question. You are looking for the book Exit Stage Death. Exit Stage Death is a very fun, beautiful play on crime thriller by one of our very special YA authors. So you are looking for Exit Stage Death. So that means we're at the end of our quiz. Can I get a universal sigh? Come on, guys. Okay, maybe. But we do have winners. We have winners both for your teams and individual. So, metaphorical drum roll, please. I actually have no drum roll. The winning team for the Camp YA Ultimate Quiz is Team Trout. You guys are really smashing the Camp YA quiz this year. Mad respect to all of you. So Team Trout has won 20 overall points for their team. Congratulations to everyone in Team Trout. Coming second, respectable second on the podium with 15 points is Team Beaver. Go Team Beaver! Congratulations, Team Beaver. We're doing it. We're there. We're in the mix. We've got this. Come on, guys. And then coming in last is Team Ren. Team Ren. Maybe
no,
next
shush.
year.
No. Guys, you're disappointing me.
You guys are smashed it. So
I don't know if Stephen knows that I'm talking to you guys as well.
I can hear you talking. Sorry, there's a voice in my ear.
No, everyone can hear me talking. Because I wanted to. I've been messing with you this whole time, trying to see if I could catch you out. But yeah,
you do this every year. I don't know if I'm live or I'm hearing voices or what's going on. Congratulations to Team Out. Thank you all so much for playing. Do make sure you join us all day tomorrow. We have like an amazing lineup of authors and panels and fireside reads and workshops and giveaways. Like, make sure you're logging your Camp YA cut points. Make sure you're telling everybody about the festival. Like, tag us on all of the social medias. Make sure you're joining in tomorrow. It's going to be such a beautiful day. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and I am so excited to spend all day with you guys tomorrow. So from this quiz, Stephen out, but thank you all so much for joining until we meet in a quiz again.
Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna kick Stephen out now. Bye, Stephen. Haha. Okay, remember everyone, we're gonna be back live tomorrow morning at 9:45 UK time, 10:45 my time, because I'm special. I come from the future. Yeah, in the meantime, if you were inspired by any of these books, make sure to go check out the Pickled Pepper books. They have like a whole list of all of the books in stock from us, like from Camp YA. Check out the different shops and the discounts, the very cool discounts. I have a whole list of things I'm supposed to be saying, and I've forgotten everything. So I'm sure people who are smarter than me will put links and things in the chat. But thank you all, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Not so bright and early, thankfully. Have a good night, y'all.